Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to learn about different types of internal table. So now let's get started. So there are different types of internal tables in SAP ABAP like standard table, sorted table, hash table and index table. So let's talk about standard table. Standard table can have the default or standard key or a defined key. The key fields of a defined key are specified with the table declaration. A standard table supports only a non-unique defined key. Row and a row, suppose there is any row with the duplicate key values, so they can exist in a standard tables. And in the standard table, searching for the row with the provided key field values is by default a linear search, and the search will start from the first row and will continue until a row is located with provided key field values. And as we know, we do the read statement for reading the internal table data. So the access time in linear search is dependent on the number of rows in the internal table. And the standard table can be sorted any number of times with the sort statement. So now let's talk about when it should be used. So when totally serial or sequential processing is required, a standard table can be used. Now let's talk about sorted table. So sorted table can have only the defined keys. The key fields are a mandatory part of a table declaration. And a sorted table can be defined with unique key or non-unique key. If a sorted table has been declared with unique key, then rows with duplicate key values cannot exist. But if a sorted table is declared with non-unique key, then rows with duplicate values can exist. And as we know in the sorted table, the read statement uses a binary search method to find out a row with the provided key fields. And the access time in binary search is logarithmically proportional to the number of rows in the internal table. And as we know, we cannot perform sort on a sorted table because when the data is loaded to the sorted table with the select statement or with the insert statement, the rows are maintained in the ascending order of the key fields automatically. And now let's talk about when it should be used. So when the processing is part random and part sequential, a sorted table can be used. Now let's talk about hash table. A hash table can be declared only with unique key. Rows with duplicate key values cannot exist in the hashed internal table. And in hash table, read statement uses a hashed algorithm method to locate a row with the provided key fields. And the access time in hash table is independent of the number of rows in the internal table. And when it should be used, so when processing a large amount of data with totally frequent random key access, a hash table can be used. And if we talk about the index table, which is nothing, it's basically a standard table plus sorted table correction. So we can treat it as an index table. So now let's see an example of the various types of internal table in our demo program. So now go to the change mode and let's quickly see how you can declare these internal table types in your ABAP program. For example, let's create a one user defined structure by using statement types, and let's take types big enough ty underscore str u, and here we will be taking some values like vbln type vbak vbeln, and another field we can take as a aurt type vbak, and the reference will be AUART only, and then end of structure. That's it. And I hope we haven't created any structure with the same name. Yeah, it's a different one, so that's not an issue. So now create some internal tables of different structures. For example, let's take our lt data lt underscore standard type standard table of ty underscore stru, and then we can create another internal table, for example sorted table. So let's give it a name lt underscore sorted, that will be type sorted table of ty underscore, and you can either write it or even do the control space as well. So you can select it from here as well, ty underscore stru, and then with non-unique key vveln. Skill size we can give any, example 5, and then we can declare another internal table, for example hash table, example lt underscore hash type hash table of ty underscore stru with unique key vveln. Field size we can give 5 for example. So now let's do the pretty printer for quick pretty view, and let's see, we declared, and before that let's save it and do the syntax check here. Yeah, it's perfectly fine, we can activate it. So in this video, we learned about various types of internal table, whether it is standard table, whether it, what is sorted table, and what are the hash tables. So this way, or we can declare like a standard table using a structure and using a IC11 structure as well. So here we declare the standard table, then we talked about sorted table, and then we talked about hash table. So I hope you like this video, and we will connect again in our next video. So stay tuned. Thank you.